Hey guys, so I am back for our writing lesson, and I told you when I read our story earlier in the week that we were going to be celebrating Earth Day, which was on Wednesday, and we were going to talk about ways that we can help to save the earth, and really easy ways that we can, do this at home, do it at school. So I'm going to pull Michael Recycle back out, and he had his Go Green tips, okay? So I'm going to quickly go through these, and then we're going to move on to our writing lesson. So as I'm reading these, think about, we're going to write about ways that we can help save the earth. So I want you to be thinking about what you want to write about today. So he says, recycle, recycle, recycle. We have a recycling can outside of our classroom. So they come around weekly to collect paper that we don't use in the classroom. We can also recycle plastic in cans. Another way is to turn it off. So if you're not using water when you're brushing your teeth or the shower, or if you're not using lights and you're not in that room, turn off the lights, okay? Another one is, so this kind of goes along with turning it off, if your faucets are dripping and wasting water, okay, you want to work on getting those fixed. Also take shorter showers, don't waste the water. Let's see, take a stroll. So instead of driving your car all the time, which isn't good for the environment, if it's possible, you can walk or ride your bike. This says no paper trail. Reduce the amount of paper that you use at home or at school. So we could try to use less paper at school. We can try to use the back of our paper if we're doing work. Trees, please. Trees are true friends of the earth. They keep us cool and make oxygen for us to breathe. Plant a tree in your yard. Okay. Another one says, can it, don't litter. And we talked in our story this week about littering is throwing trash on the ground. So make sure your trash ends up where it belongs, in a trash can. And then the next one says, pile it up. Don't throw away grass clippings and leaves. Start a compost pile, which is kind of fun. So those were his tips. And if we were at school this week talking about Earth Day, we would talk about the 3 R's, which is reduce, which means use less of, reuse, which means to use something again, or to recycle, which we talked about, which is putting paper, plastic cans in a recycling bin, and then they're going to turn it into something new again. So onto our writing lesson. I kind of did a little drawing. So we're going to start with a drawing, okay? Then, like we did last week, we're going to label. Then we will move on and put those words into sentences. So what I want you to think about is, what are some ways that you can help to save the earth, okay? So I drew 3 different pictures. This is a trash can, okay? So let's start with labeling trash can. And something I want to remind you of, okay, that you guys know that we've been doing all year, but maybe your parents or whoever is at home with you doesn't really know how we do writing. So I want you to remember, and maybe teach your parents, that we stretch out the words, okay? Remember, they might not be spelled correctly, and that's okay, okay? Right now in kindergarten, we're not that worried about them being spelled perfectly. We want to be you to be able to stretch it out, write down the sounds that you hear, okay? So in trash, I hear the blend TR, then I hear a, and then I hear the SH that we have, we've worked on that digraph this year. SH says sh. So there's the word trash, and then I'm going to sound out can, and I can do that on my arm. That's a 3-letter word. I hear 3 sounds. Ka, an, okay? Over here, okay, that's like the faucet from your shower, okay? So Michael Recycle, he told us to turn off water when we're not using it, okay? So I'm going to sound out the word water. Let's see what's going on here. I hear a wa, ta, water. And some of us have actually done our controlled, okay? And I know can be IR, it can be UR, and it can be ER. So I'm actually going to go back because I just realized I didn't spell that correct. I knew what the R controlled was. So I can put that ER in there because I know that ER says okay? But if you put IR or UR, that is completely fine, okay? Over here, this is a recycling bin. Recycling is a really, really long word. Let's stretch it out together, okay? E, sounds like an S. I, K, O, we worked on ing is ING. Recycling, and now bin is another 3-letter word, okay? In, recycling bin. So I'm gonna go up here and I'm gonna write 2 sentences. Remember, to be a level 3, to be really ready for that first grade writing, I wanna be able to write 2 good sentences about how I'm going to save the earth and how I'm going to use my 3 R's. So I will here's the word trash, in, I'm gonna swoop on down to the next line, the trash can. I will turn off here's the word water, when, and remember, lots of sight words in here, okay? So by now we know our sight words, and those are words that we should also be able to spell too. When I'm not using it. Now that's 2 sentences. That is a level 3. If I wanted to push myself and butt myself up to a level 4, I can go ahead and try to write 1 or 2 more sentences. I might try to squeeze 1 more in here, okay? I can also, and here's the word, we stretched out recycling, okay? Remember, it might not be spelled correctly, but I'm gonna go down here. Recycle paper, and I hear that again. I'm gonna put an ER. I'm kind of excited about that, okay? So I am going to, again, I know it's backwards to you, so I'm gonna flip it so that you can see it. And let's read it together. As we're reading it together, I want you to look at my spaces, okay? Remember, 2-finger spaces in between the words. Beginning of my sentences, I used capital letters. End of my sentences, I used punctuation, okay? And I tried to use my best writing. So here's my picture with my labels. And then here we go. I will throw my trash in the trash can. I will turn off the water when I'm not using it. I can also recycle paper, okay? So that would probably be about a 3.5, okay? And remember, our goal right now is to between a 3 and a 4, okay, to be ready for first grade. So what I want you guys to do today is draw a picture, label, and write some sentences about how you can help save the earth, okay? Remember,